Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Gift Tunde-Osibote, and today I have my husband here with me. Okay.
Greetings. It's always an excitement to be here. It's a position of high importance. You know, yeah, it is. I hope you believe me.
Yes.
I believe me, right?
Yes, I believe
For
you.
me personally, it's a position of high importance.
I believe you.
And it's good to be here again and to share wonderful moments with every one of us. Thank you.
Okay, so welcome. So today we are going to be talking about something I find very interesting, something I find very, it's common to, is out there. People, there've been a lot of conversations around this topic, and it is what I expect versus what I got in marriage. What people expect, versus what they get, or what the situation is. Just what I'm saying, like what the things, their expectations versus reality. So that's what we're going to be looking at today in marriage. So let me start off by asking, so what are those things that you feel that those things that people already have built up in their heart, in their mind, concerning marriage, and when they get into it, it's not like that. So what are some of those things?
Or maybe we should put it in another way by saying what are we supposed to expect of marriage? Like what kind of expectations should we have? Because I think that marriage itself has its nature. Like there are things that marriage should ordinarily entail, and that means that there are things we shouldn't expect, and there are things that we should expect. And while of course we know we cannot always get the ideal, but there are certain things. If this is what marriage is all about, and you're expecting something that is contrary to it, then we might not have the kind of life that we should have. So, and I think that is why we are really looking at this topic, because we know that this kind of topic addresses all categories of people. Either you are already married like us, or you are engaged and about to be married, or you are not even in that group yet, but of course you'll be married someday. So it's something that would really benefit all of us. As somebody who is not yet married, for whom marriage is still something that maybe in the next few years time, what are the things you should be expecting, you should be looking forward to, things that should define your purpose in marriage? And for somebody who is engaged already, what should you expect? And for those of us who are already married, this will also help us to realign in case we came into with some of those things, and because these things meet. A myth is something that does not adequately portray what something should be. A myth is something that is not false notion, false perception, false belief about certain things, and those things have become held up as the truth, whereas they are not the truth. And so we are going to be identifying some of them today, and hopefully we would find value from this discussion. So definitely. Maybe, so what are some of this?
Definitely you'll find value. So for me, I feel that the very first one, that I've heard a lot of people say concerning marriage is that, marriage will solve my problems. Like, I can't just wait to get married.
All these things will end.
All this nonsense.
All this nonsense will stop.
I
can't use, because I'm married, so that you cannot respect me.
Exactly.
If I'm married, I can't imagine this. I don't just get married. Like something like heaven. It's just like making heaven.
Exactly.
If I can just get married, this nonsense will stop. And I remember talking about this. I remember in fact, around 2017, I had a friend of mine like that who was always like, she was just disappointed about so many things, and I realized that each time we have conversations, she was always saying, say, I can't wait to be married. I can't wait to be married. And it got to a point, and I started telling her that, see, I'm not trying to downplay the importance of marriage. But the way you are sounding about this thing, I want to make you understand that marriage is not going to solve all these problems that we are talking about. You know, you need to really work on yourself. You need to work on your view of life. She complained about a lot of things. Imagine somebody questioning the existence of love. You know, putting on your WhatsApp status and saying, does love exist? You know, all of that. And she thinks that marriage is the only place where love could ever be found. You know, this person is married today, and she still complains of being lonely. She still complains about having no friend. She still complains about these very things that
she was complaining before marriage.
And someone has been married for like 3 years or 4 years now. She still complains about these things. And I cannot be reminding her now that she remembered that before you got married.
These were the same problems that you had.
So the idea of marriage solving all of one's problems, I found myself in this situation many times when I was single. There was a time I visited a family, and I stayed there for a night, and when we were leaving the following day, the mother, the mom actually saw me off. And while we were walking, she asked me, said, you're not married yet, I'm sure. I said, no, not yet. She said, but do you have anyone you're engaged to? I said, no, not yet. See, I pray that God will provide you with a good wife. So somebody who can just be taking you around, so you don't have to be making all this journey. I said, mommy, I'm sorry, but that's not my reason. Of course, I want to get married, but this one you've just identified now is not my reason for getting married. You know, if I really need that kind of function, then it's not part of my wife will definitely have a life of her own.
It's not part of her job description. It's not part
of you know, so people will see things in your life and they'll be like, if only you can be married, you know, you'll be okay. Only you can be married, this and this and this will not be. Another issue is loneliness, and I think I mentioned it just now. People feel that the reason why they are lonely is because they are not yet married. That if they can be married, they would not be lonely again. Well, you need to look at statistics. In an article I read that was discussing loneliness, a lot of people are lonely in marriage, like seriously lonely in marriage, and it makes you know that loneliness is something deeper than just not having anyone around you. A lot of people are surrounded by people, by friends, and right in that circle, they are still lonely. So marriage is not a panacea. It's not a problem solver. If that is what you are looking to marriage for, then you really need to reevaluate why you want to get married. Of course, marriage would definitely improve. Marriage brings a lot of things, a lot of good things in marriage, but we don't look for it as if it is what you want to use to solve a problem. You know, and I think that is one myth we really need to correct and address.
Yes.
So
marriage is not a solution to all your problems.
God is.
You have a problem, go to God, pray about it, work on it. You know, so marriage is not an escape. It's not where you're going to escape to and just feel that, if I'm married, all will be well, everything is just going to be fine and all of that. No. So marriage is not a solution to all of your problems. So that's one.
That's one of them.
The next one.
Okay, well, another one that I think is very personal to us that we have come to discover. We didn't even know that people had this myth until we started hearing people mention it, and I think she personally said that at your workplace, people would be wondering, how come you're enjoying so much? How come, this issue of physical intimacy? People feel that in marriage, you don't really get that kind of pleasure in physical intimacy, that is boring. So if people feel that physical intimacy in marriage is boring, that you cannot really enjoy it, so they feel that they need to still go outside, to look for someone by the way. And well, this is not according to somebody, but from our experience, we know that physical intimacy is something we'll find wonderful. And even the one who gave us marriage designed it to be that way. You know, you read Proverbs chapter 5, I think verse 16, verse 18 or thereabout, makes it clear that God has designed marriage in such a way that you and your partner are to pleasure each other. You are to be intoxicated by each other all the time. And so the myth that intimacy, physical intimacy, emotional intimacy in marriage is boring is a total lie. People in marriage have used this as a basis for infidelity, as a basis for breach of faith. And it's not true. It's just one of those things that are designed to trick people off and all of that. So what do you have to say about this?
You know, this is actually, you know, from every conversation I've had, you know, with people, you know, they tend to find or say something around this and say, this saying of you cannot be eating rice all of the time. How can you be how do you enjoy eating just rice? Or how do you enjoy eating just beans? You know, and when I hear things like this, it just breaks my heart, because like my husband has said, God has designed this, you know, for marriage, and he has made it pleasurable in marriage. If you have a heart or a conscience, you will know that having, you know, intimate moment outside marriage is not even morally right.
I guess that yes, that even the very enjoyment of our bodies itself, it's been designed such that it is only in marriage that is supposed to be had. It's supposed to be experienced. So it's an experience that is linked with being married. So I know when people try to use the illustration that you just used, and I've heard this too, it's as if they're actually downgrading the marriage entity. How can you place marriage, something as high and lofty as that? How can you place it on the same level with, you know, with eating rice? Eating food, it shows that, you know, there's a serious lack of understanding on the part of...
Okay, I also feel that this is what the media has actually portrayed to us. You watch a lot of Nollywood movie, and a woman is married to her husband, and things are not going well, and blah blah blah. Things are boring. The marriage is boring, and she finds somebody somewhere, and blah blah blah, and they have the moment, and now that one becomes more better than her husband at home. So, you know, I feel that the media has actually portrayed a whole lot of lie to us. Intimate moment in marriage is blessed.
It's the best.
Yes,
it's the best.
It's blessed.
It's the best. You really cannot have it outside.
It should be enjoyed. Yeah. And when we even know that intimate moment is a thing of the mind. Yes, all right, yes. It's more of the mind than even physical. So you should train your mind to know this is my partner and this is whom I would enjoy this with, and nobody else. Yeah. Exactly, for the rest of my life. Right. So I feel that is so. Go into marriage with the mind of this is my partner and I'm going to enjoy this with this person. And while you are at it, communicate with the person to see how you can make it better. Exactly. Yes, so you can make it better. And I also feel that sometimes for some persons who have actually, you know, tried out, you know, done a lot of things before marriage. I'm not here to judge anybody. This is a no judgment zone. Okay, so I feel that it can also be a challenge because you had done it before. You know, you have tried it out before. You already have, you know, a mindset about the way these things should be.
Talking about that, I it's just struck a chord. It looks like some people, one of the reasons why they are not yet married or why they are reluctant to get married is because they feel it's going to actually put an end to these things. Because while they're not married, they feel, okay, I'm not committed to anybody.
There's a liberty so
I can, but you know, and this is one of the things that they need to really consider. Because if marriage is what you want, then you have to understand that this is not going to be, it's not going to check your liberty. In fact, it gives you more liberty. It gives you more liberty because, you know, you are able to direct your passions right.
Yeah.
You're able to direct your passions right. And you know, there's a strong connection between being singular in your passions and being singular in other things. Singularity, single-mindedness. It actually helps you to it brings a lot of order to your life. It brings a lot of order. Imagine it's just chaos when you are okay. This person, I'm with this person today, I'm with this person tomorrow. It's very chaotic. It affects every other aspect of one's life.
Very true.
So that's very just true. So much can be said of this.
Very really. True. Very true. So go with the mindset of intimate moment is like my husband say is best. Excellent. Is best. With one partner.
It's sweet.
It's best with one partner. It's best with one partner.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's another one? What else do you think?
We might be able to look at one more.
Okay.
I've heard people say that you see what I read as I am right now. I'm not yet complete, but just wait till I get married. I'll become complete. Like marriage will complete me. My partner will complete me. My partner is my better half. Better half. So she or she will complete me, and I will not be half anymore.
Best half.
Best half. Better and best half. Okay, good half. But this is actually a myth. This is actually a myth because when people come together in marriage, they come together as whole persons, single persons. Persons who are single. Single doesn't mean one person. Single means somebody who is whole, who is unique, who is peculiar, and has actually come to value their peculiarity. So when people come together in marriage, there are two persons. Two complete persons, two individuals, and they come to marriage. They form what is called a synergy. They form what is called a synergy, and life is that's why it's a multiplication, not an addition. That's why it's a multiplication, not an addition. It's not like like 1 + 1 becoming 2. It's like 1 + 1 becoming 1. You understand? A higher degree of oneness.
When you say it's not addition, I don't understand. What do you mean by?
You know that normally 1 + 1 is normally 2. But in marriage, Bible says that they become one flesh. You understand?
So 1 × 1 1.
1 times 1. I'm not a mathematician.
Hey, don't leave me. Ooh, really? I didn't say this. Like, I never thought about this. I have never thought about this. I just said, okay, one and one person coming together to become one. But when you now said it's not an addition, I'm like, okay, so what do you mean by? So what actually anything times the number is actually the number, So 1 × 1 1.
It's one flesh. You become one flesh. My father and mother. What's it called? The man will leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife. It shall become not 2. It shall become one flesh. And that tells you something very profound. That the fact that they become one flesh, it means that something has actually happened to them that is beyond just, 2 people coming together to be complete. It's something that it transcends that. It transcends that. So you don't need a partner to complete you. Your completion comes from from God and from you knowing
what God has said concerning you. Knowing what God has said concerning you.
Our pastor will say that marriage is a relationship of two givers.
Yes.
You know that if people coming together to give and
give, yes, you're not coming to take. In fact, you're not coming. I feel that is even one myth, another separate myth on his own. Like you're not coming to the table to come and take. You're coming to give.
What's this person going to do?
Yes, what do you have to offer? People ask that marriage. People ask that what are you bringing to the table? Why are you asking? What are you bringing to the table? I am bringing as much as you are bringing. So we are coming together to bring something.
Yeah.
It is not about, you are just coming and you are just going to give me everything and I'm just going to take it. There's this video that went very viral about a young girl. I don't know. A young girl was being asked what do you think makes a successful marriage? And the girl was saying that the man has to, buy all the good stuff for the woman, the Gucci, the and all of that. Okay, the lady, what will you do? She said, you just wear them, just wear all of the good stuff that the man has provided, just wear it, So
wow, that's a good portrayal of the myth we are talking about.
Yes, very young girl. So one partner is bringing everything, and you're just there,
wear them,
enjoying it, wearing them. No, you actually there to give as well as your partner is there to give. So you're not just there to sit down
because marriage is an institution. Yes, marriage is actually bigger than the two people involved.
Yes.
So you are committing to something that is actually bigger than yourself, and that's why marriage is actually not about somebody completing you. It's about you you committing yourself to something that is eternal, something that is that is generational, that you produce whatever you are going to produce with something that will outlive you, in that. So I think that these are some of the points that we feel passionate about.
I really want to just drop another one, and as we're talking, I just thought about it.
Okay.
And this recent development of Dr. Okonjo, portrays it. Okay. It portrays it real well, and it's about you cannot be all that you want to be when you are married. Like marriage is like a limitation.
You cannot be all.
Yes, you cannot be all. Once you are married, something has to suffer. If you cannot be a good wife and also be and also succeed being a business a business person. Excuse me, so I feel that this is also a myth, and this has actually slowed down a lot of people, in actually settling down. You're like, okay, no, I just want to, when I'm done, when I've gotten the money, I can now get married. When I have gotten to this point, I can now get married. Yes, because once I get married, I cannot do this anymore. Once I get married, I cannot do this anymore. And I feel that this is not totally true. It is not totally true, even though that, there are certain things that might slow down.
Maybe priorities. The priorities might change. But it doesn't mean that when you get married, you cannot give expression to your individuality. That is why this issue of completion, because it's not a limiter. It's not a limiter. It's just that it helps you. It redirects your priorities. There are things that would that now become important, that take first place for you. But it's not the same as I can no longer give expression to my gifts, to my talents and all of that. No, that's very unfair to say about marriage, So
because even as a student, we had a lot of married people, who were in school. Who were in school with their children. In fact, I know of a woman who was always coming to school. In fact, she has a driver that drives her to school, and she's married with children. When I mean children, I mean grown up children. Not like much grown up, but she already had children. So marriage is not a limitation. You're not saying, because I'm married, I cannot do this and I cannot do that. So these are some of the myths that we find strongly.
We actually feel passionate about
to talk about. So if you have any, we would like to hear them in the comment section. Please kindly drop them. We know that there are a lot of them, so kindly share with us in the comment section.
And we definitely hope that somebody has been helped by this. And we want to say that if you've actually gotten some value from this, and you are not yet one of the subscriber community, then please join the community.